I'm going to talk to you today about persistence, the value of persistence and the importance of keeping going. I'll be honest with you, I wasn't always the 13.5 stone athletic toned hunk of beefcake that it stands before you. In 2017, I became seriously ill, nearly died at least twice, and just missed out on intensive care, but was on life support for 10 days. I spent over 5 months in hospital with 2 bouts of intense chemotherapy, 6 lumbar punctures, caught Australian flu, had a chest infection, had a drain fitted to remove the fluid on my lungs, had a pleurodesis to seal 2 sides of my lungs together by injecting my inner and outer layer of my pleural membrane together. I lost 5 stone. I was referred to by my own mother as a skeleton, and by some neighbours who came to see me as a dead man walking. And seeing as I couldn't actually walk at the time, I wasn't even a dead man walking. I was in a wheelchair for 6 months, and 2 years later I have still got peripheral neuropathy in my feet as a result of the chemotherapy, and my legs still haven't fully recovered. But I kept going. Well, you could say, well, what else could you do? Of course you kept going. What alternative was there? On 2 occasions, when the chemo was really intense, if you'd offered me a pill and told me that if I took it, I would go to sleep and I wouldn't wake up, I would have taken it. I stopped myself from going outside just because our ward was on the 1st floor and the opportunity to jump off the balcony was too tempting. The doctors put me on a cocktail of diazepam, morphine and paracetamol, not because it would help me to go to sleep, as they told me, but to stop me from being so miserable. For a while, I was incontinent, and I had to be cleaned up like I was 6 months old. I rarely saw my children because I didn't want them to see me in this state. I didn't celebrate Christmas Day, and I didn't celebrate New Year's Day, and I didn't celebrate my birthday. But my God, I celebrate it now. And I get furious with people who moan about being another year older on their birthdays, because one day it will be your last and you will wish you'd celebrated it. Winston Churchill said, when you're going through hell, keep going. So I kept going. And I'm glad I did, because my children have a father that is grateful every moment of every second of every day, that he is alive and who now feels more alive in every fibre of his body, even the ones that don't work properly. My wife has a husband that loves and appreciates her deeper than I ever thought possible. My family has found support from people that I hadn't seen for 20 years. I have a sense of gratitude, a sense of purpose, and a sense of community with other cancer sufferers and survivors. When I was in hospital, I swore that I would never do a job again, that I didn't have a meaning for me and for those that I worked with and for. Every day is a blessing, a victory and a celebration, even the rubbish days when things don't go right. But I only got here because I kept going. I don't recommend cancer in order to feel this way. In fact, I don't recommend getting cancer at all, and I certainly don't recommend getting it as a weight loss program for those that are considering it. But whatever you're going through, I do recommend you keep going.